Okay, good morning. Thanks for being here. Let's go ahead and grab a bolster or a pillow, something to prop yourself up on. And just come to simple cross-legged. And the goal is to get your pelvic crest, the two front pelvic bones above your knees. So just use as many pillows, blankets, cushions as you need to get there. And then just go ahead, move the muscle, flesh, tissue out of the way so you can get on the inside edge of your sit bones, the front edges of your sit bones. And then we're just going to start stacking the body, stacking the spine, coming back to the present moment. So if we want a balanced musculature of the spine, we have to address the sit bones. So reach through the right sit bone, reach through the left sit bone. And then everything will start to stack from there. And then most of us have one sit bone that's tucked, one sit bone that's out. So again, keep trying to roll on pretend my two fingers are my sit bones. Try and roll on the inside edge and the front edge of your sit bones. Okay. And it can be more challenging to find than we think. And then your sacrum skin is lifting up towards the ceiling, lifting up towards your head. And yet those sit bones, those inner sit bones are reaching down to the floor. Good. And then change the crossings of your legs. Bring the opposite leg forward, the opposite shin forward. And that's going to change the sit bones, right? And then palms together. See if you can use your thumbs to press into your sternum and lift your sternum upwards. Roll your top shoulders down. Elbows are weighted to the floor. Release, release the elbows. Let the neck be long. And then find that neutral with your face. So forehead and chin are parallel with the wall in front of you. And again, if our head's tilted back, we can be in our thinking brain, thinking about what we got to do. If our chin is tilted down towards the floor, we can be stuck in our emotions. So getting that neutral brain. Keep rolling those shoulders down and back, elbows weighted, lengthening through the spine. Find that right sit bone, inside edge, front edge. Find that left sit bone, inside edge, front edge. And then if we have any curvatures of the spine or muscular differences, those will start to balance out. And then reach the hands forward, fingertips reaching to the front of the room. Still extending through to the floor with your sit bones, equal pressure in the right and the left. And then again, that sacrum skin, the skin at the back of the pelvis is reaching towards the ceiling. And see if you can stack your ribs right over your hips. Stack the center of your throat right over the perineum, the center pelvis. Center forehead, center top of the head. Soften the face, soften the jaw, release the shoulders down, and extend through those fingertips. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. You're like a tree growing. Real time. Fingertips or branches extending. So fun to see all the spring blooms, isn't it? My roses are just starting to bloom. So fun. And then engage underneath the arm. Engage the muscle to the bone. Muscle to the bone. Yay, Melody, you can make it. Welcome. We're sending love to your niece. Had exciting news. Again, muscle to the bone. That area is harder to find, right? So that's why we're working there. The intelligence of underneath the arm. This is an area that really gets neglected. And it's when you find that intelligence of the underarm, you find it through reaching through your fingertips. Pinky finger, ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger, thumb. And when you start to work through all of those fingers, you'll feel the adjustment in your shoulders, right? Yeah, so just breathe. I know there's some aching, grueling, absolutely. We never want sharp pain, but we want that aching, grueling. That's how we change and strengthen and adapt the muscles, build and tone the nervous system. And use your breath to bring that softness throughout your entire pose, right? If we're just totally rigid, we're missing the mark. We want that strength. We really want that strength, but we have to cultivate it. And we want that softness at the same time. So, what makes this pose easier as we're extending our arms forward, what makes this pose easier is you're extending through it. Your arms are lengthening even more. You're lengthening through your fingertips. And there becomes an effortlessness, a weightlessness as you extend through, pretending like your arms are growing, lengthening, reaching. And yes, there's going to be some burning in the shoulders. So many of us have adapted to carrying that weight of the world on our shoulders. This is just breaking down some of that weight, breaking down some of those holding patterns, rebuilding. Inhale the arms straight up. Thank goodness. And yes, we do want to come to that edge where you feel like, I just can't hold it one more second. And then we hold for one more second. So that's where that nervous system building and resilience comes in. Just taking it a tiny, tiny bit beyond what you thought you could do. Soften the face. So yeah, face parallel with the wall in front of you. Smooth breathing, smooth breathing, smooth breathing. Reaching through those fingertips. So we know that we're engaging in our sit bones. We're stacking everything from our perineum, the center of the pelvis. And there's if you're ladies, if you're not on your period, there's an internal lift. So imagine from the base of your pelvis, you're lifting upwards towards the ceiling like a straw drawing upwards. If you're on your period, then just soften, relax. But otherwise, we want that lift, it's that toning. So that's the pelvis. And then we want the side waists long. Try and get another inch in your side waists, giving room and spaciousness for your organs. Breathe through. I know this is challenging. And then our front ribs have a tendency to flare open, but it's actually containing them, pretending like your front ribs are like the shoelaces on your shoes and you're tying your shoelaces. That strength is actually going to build way more structure, way more confidence in the body. So open up the back rib cage. Usually that's what gets cinched. Open it up. We need to open up along the adrenal band, along the kidney band. Open, 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 broaden, widen. This is an area that gets very underdeveloped, collapsed, forgotten about. We need to strengthen it and tone it, and that starts with your breath. So breathe into your lower back rib cage. Inhale, 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 inhale. Side waist. Good job. I see some of you still have your arms up. Way to go. It's okay if you came down. And we're trying to get those arms straight, right? Because if there's a bend, we're not getting the full. It's like a blockage of energy. We got to get the full extension, and that will come with the external rotation. Don't worry, it doesn't come overnight. It's a process. So pelvis, side waist. Now expand the front rib, the side rib, and the back rib. You can bring your arms down. Good job, palms up. Expand. You guys thought I forgot about you. Front rib, side rib, back rib. But still keep that length as though your arms are up, right? And then this is the other area that we sink in, you know, anytime something challenging happens in life, this is usually where we collapse. So we got to work on building that, opening that. So spread wide, open wide across your chest. It is a heart opening, a sternum opening. So your sternum is this soft plate. You can feel it, tap it. Actually give it nice, a 10 thuds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Your thymus gland also lives behind the sternum, and that's in charge of our immune system. So 10 thuds, tones, supports, activates that thymus gland. Now support the structure, spread wide, spread wide, spread wide. Don't lose the intelligence of your two sit bones. That's the foundational awareness that everything else is coming from. Balance the right sit bone and the left sit bone. That's also going to tone the sacrum, Miss Amanda. Okay, so spreading wide, and then use your thumbs to hook your armpits. I'm just going to show a side view. Hook your thumbs on the lower armpit. Lift the armpit chest up towards the ceiling. Top shoulders rolling down and back. Lift the armpit chest, top shoulders rolling down and back. And again, bring that awareness into your lower back rib cage. Fill it up. Make space. Good. Remember the lengthening, strengthening, and the softness. Soften the face, soften the side temples, soften the center forehead, soften the throat. And then your spine is like that electricity, that lightning bolt, that strength. Good. So we're still lifting the armpit chest with your thumbs hooked. And then this is rearranging. It's like a self massage from the inside out. You're rearranging the musculature of the neck and the shoulders. So inner shoulders rolling, reaching down the back. And again, we want to work two opposing actions, right? We're always working with physics. So as the chest lifts, armpit chest lifts, the inner shoulders descend down the back. And you root that downwards movement through your two sit bones. And then again, open broad and wide across your lower back, lower rib cage. It's almost like a smile across your back rib cage. Good. And that's the work, is just the subtle repatterning, the subtle awareness, and everything else shifts from there. So we have the spine as the center axis. Extend out the center top of your head, reach, lengthen. And then you have your two sit bones reaching to the floor. So two opposing actions, reaching out the top of the head, reaching out the sit bone. And then make sure those elbows are even, right? I had one elbow out. That's from that old scapula injury. So just bringing it level. Again, it's just retraining the body. And then again, arms forward. You thought we were done with this, but we still want to activate and find this underarm toning. Engage the muscle to the bone. Breathe. Remember, the way that we find it is extending through those pinky fingers, ring fingers, middle fingers, pointer fingers, thumbs, with an emphasis on those pinky fingers. Soften the jaw. And then just see how many of those points you can integrate at once. Sit bones, back ribs, jaw relaxed, underarm engaged. Inner shoulders rolling down the back. Center sternum lifting upwards and forwards at a 60-degree angle. Wrists aligned. If you're not on your period, the inner lift of the pelvis up to the ceiling. Good. Exhale, cross the right elbow over the left elbow. Arms can be wherever they land. If you're able to, crisscross the wrists. Right wrist over the left wrist. And again, we're starting to open the back of the heart. Along the scapulas, along the thoracic spine. Again, soft face. Reach your elbows to the wall in front of you. Reaching with the right elbow and the left elbow equally. Reach, 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 reach. Inner shoulders descending. Fingertips reaching to the ceiling. Trying to get any bend out of the wrists. And again, remember, it's not about perfection. This can be so humbling at times. It's just about awareness. It's just about that self-study. It's just about presence. Exhale, release. If you're being present with the body, you're doing the work. It's not about the final pose. Cross the elbows, cross the wrists if you can. If you can't cross the wrists, it's fine. Work where you're at. It's about meeting the present moment, right? It's about being as engaged as we possibly can in the expression of our bodies becoming art, really. So reach through the elbows, extend through the wrists, extend through the fingers, and yes, there's going to be some aching, grueling in the musculature, in the shoulders, and the scapulas, and the spine. That's the work. The work is just coming to the present moment. No judgment. Meeting wherever you're at with love, with grace. Because it's where we're at, right? Why fight it? Let's just meet it. Navel to the spine, navel to the spine, navel to the spine. And again, lift from the base of the pelvis up to the heart, up to the throat, up to the top of the head. Jaw soft. Yes, we're holding it long on purpose. Again, we're toning the nervous system. But in order to tone the nervous system, we got to bring that softness to our skin, that softness to our breath, that length to our spine. And we're warming up. We're warming up the shoulders and the back and the neck for what's to come. Exhale, release. Oh, goodness. And just don't shake it out. That's the tendency to go back to old patterns, shake it out. Sit for a moment. Just sit in that stillness. Maybe you found some new activity throughout the spine, that burning, that waking up. Maybe you feel a little bit more alignment. But again, when we stack the body, stack the spine, stack the head, we're going to get clearer. We're going to come more to this moment. Good. Sit in that stillness for another moment, shoulders rolling down the back. And then choose an area on your floor to focus up your eyes on. One point of focus. And again, just feel if you have more electricity in your spine, more awareness. Good. And come out. You can move your bolster to the side. So there's a couple ways to work this next one. If you have a block, you can use it. I really like the cork blocks. I used to have the wooden blocks, which I love too, but if you drop them, it hurts. And if you don't have a block, it's okay. You don't need it. So we're going to come lying on our backs, and you're going to stack those heels with your sit bones. So they're about the hips width apart, which is actually only 2 fists apart. Okay, so knees are 2 fists apart, feet are 2 fists apart. Next, we're going to work on rolling the glutes towards the heels. So it feels a little bit like a pelvic tuck. And then just find awareness in your feet. Is there more pressure in the left and the right? Find your sacrum. Is there more pressure on the left side of the pelvis or the right side? Does it feel balanced? Some of us are going to feel like when you really tune into it, there's, 80% more pressure on one side or the other, or 20% more pressure on one side or the other. Get that internal rotation, outer hip rolling to the inner groin, outer hip rolling to the inner groin. And remember that lower rib cage that we were working on last pose? Try and glue that to the floor. And you're going to have to find the pressure of your feet to find that lower rib cage, okay? But that's going to activate the deeper core. So you don't want any space, any light coming through. So again, glutes are rolling, reaching towards your heels. Just that alone is a lot of work. And then lower rib cage is reaching, pressing into the floor. Equal pressure, right side pressing, left side pressing. If you have scoliosis or just one side working harder, lift the side that's pressing into the ground up towards the ceiling so that you can bring weight into the side that's lifted. Broaden the rib cage so your 2 front ribs are expanding wide, side ribs expanding wide. Keep that pressure in your feet. Good. And then head is down, palms are up. Do the same work we were just doing in the other pose, but translate it to this one. So pressure in the feet, scooping the pelvis towards the heels. You're going to find so much more toning and activation in that side waist and the spine and the sacrum, even in the knee joints. But again, keep reaching that lower rib cage to the floor. You're going to feel like you just did 100 crunches, right? Sit-ups. But you're just reawakening that inner toning. And again, if you have a side that presses heavier into the floor, lift that side up towards the ceiling so the other side can press. And then center heart is lifting towards your chin. Center heart towards your chin. And then you'll find as everything aligns, there's an indentation that happens in your belly. And that's that internal vacuum. And that will happen naturally as you tune in. So keep pressing the feet, keep scooping the glutes, keep pressing the lower rib cage towards the floor, lifting the sternum to the chin and extending out the top of the head. Exhale, soften the belly, soften the belly. And allow for that indentation to happen in the belly. Good. External rotation of the arms. Keep that firm pressure in your feet. This is just the warm up to the pose, right? But it's a full pose in itself. And then we're going to take both, the pressure of both feet, press into the floor to slowly lift the pelvis up towards the ceiling. And we're just going a little bit here. So again, this will actually realign the feet, the ankles, the knees, the pelvis, the sacrum. And again, if you're not on your period, we still want that inner lift. So center pelvis lifting towards the top of the head. And we're just toning here with that awareness, still scooping your glutes towards your heels. Again, your knees are just 2 fists apart. 2 fists apart. Do not let them splay wide. And then you're going to lift just slightly more, slightly more, slightly more. And the slower you move, the more impact you're actually going to make. So press through the floor with your feet to let your glutes rise. Chin aligned with your center sternum. And we know that this is going to be toning for the glutes, but this is also a really great way to rebuild those knee joints. If you've had knee injuries, getting that fluid. Press through the mounds of the big toes, the inner heels. Press through the mounds of the big toes, the inner heels. That's what activates the inner spine. Lengthen your tailbone away from your head. And it's so much more than you could imagine. My mom used to explain it when we were kids. Pretend that you have an alligator tail extending from your tailbone, and that's being pulled away from your head. Again, equal pressure in the feet. And so the more you press into the feet, the more the pelvis rises. And now we're going to start walking on the top shoulders, walking on the top shoulders. And again, I know you're listening to my instructions. Do try and keep your face parallel, your chin at your sternum. This isn't one you want to be turning your neck in. If you're able, you can clasp your hands, reaching your hands straight, your arms straight, on top of your shoulders. Okay, so we'll start coming down because I can hear the yells from here. Release. We're going to come down slow though, so this is actually the work, is the coming down. So scoop your glutes away from the back of your head. Knees slowly come together, and you're moving like a sloth. Oh my God, it's actually remarkable how slow sloths actually move if you ever have the blessing to see one. It's so funny. Keep scooping the glutes, scooping the glutes, scooping the glutes, scooping the glutes. Hands, palms are released, palms are facing up. My butt still isn't on the ground. I'm still scooping, scooping, scooping. And even when you get to the point where the sacrum touches the ground, still go slow until those knees come together. So that is the heart opening. Oh, goodness. Really good work, really important work. We're going to do it a few times. It's something that we need to do on a daily basis, really and truly. But back to the sloth. I lived down in Costa Rica for a small period of time in the right by the Corcovado National Park, which is like the most biodiverse region in the world, even more than the Amazon. And I would see sloths in different areas. And I would just wait because they'd have a leaf in their hand, right? Getting ready to eat it. And I'd watch it and watch it. And sometimes I'd post up under a tree just to see. And I didn't have the patience. I never saw it actually get the leaf to its mouth because that's how slow it would move, right? Literally, the leaf is right here. And it would move so, so, so slow. Like I'd look up an hour later and that's we still hadn't seen it take a bite. That's what we're doing in this pose. Like that complete sloth move. So again, feet grounded. Feet hips width apart. That is such a pretty region if you ever have the opportunity to go, or even just look at pictures, learn about it, raise those hips up, back up, equal pressure in your feet. Remember, try not to turn the head in this pose. Activate the glutes scooping towards the heels. That natural vacuum will start to happen inside the body. Palms facing up, walk on the top of your shoulders, Release your fingertips towards your heels. Okay, so Amanda was asking about resetting the sacrum. This one, we all need this. So the sacrum is the center point of the pelvis. So we want to make sure our feet are on the same plane. Our feet are hips width apart. One foot isn't an inch forward more or backwards than the other. And then again, press through the mounds of the big toes. Press through the inner heels. And it's like the outside edge of your knees, your outer knees are reaching towards your toes or the wall that your toes are pointed towards. Remember, pretend like you have that alligator tail and it's being pulled on, pulled. Yes, this is so much work. Soften the face, soften the jaw, palms facing up. You can interlace the palms. Walk on the tops of your shoulders and we'll start coming down. So scoop the glutes towards your knees. Heart opening, heart opening, heart opening. Scoop the glutes towards your knees. Scoop the glutes towards your knees as you slowly lower the pelvis. Palms can unclasp, hands facing the ceiling. Pause, pause. Scoop the glutes. Remember that sloth. Reach through your pinky fingers. Start to bring those knees together. Pause, 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 pause. Even an inch, a centimeter, a half inch above the ground. Pause. Keep reaching the glutes towards the heels. Even as the sacrum starts to make contact with the floor. Pause, pause, pause. Press into your feet. Open the heart. Knees come together. Relax. Breathe. Breathe through your nose. Soften the body. Knees together. Let your eyes be open. Now that I was talking about Costa Rica, all I can imagine is those jungles. I'll have to describe them to you for this next one. So, preparing for the next one. Reach through your toe tips. Reach through the mounds of your big toes. Reach through your inner heels. Okay, so already the sacrum starting to remap just through that awareness of your feet, mounds of big toes, inner heels, center outer edge of your feet pressing, toes spreading wide, lengthen the back of your neck, press your feet, raise yourself up just a millimeter from the ground, sacrum a millimeter off the ground, knees together. Reach your glutes towards your heels, glutes towards your heels, glutes towards your heels. Pretend you have that alligator tail. Chin aligned with your center sternum. Come up slowly, millimeter by millimeter, sloth-like. Hold, pause. Especially the area that you want to rush past. If you find you're speeding past any zone, go back, pause there. Okay, again, press through the mounds of the big toes, inner heels, center outside edge of your feet, come up a little bit higher. And it's that equal pressure of your feet, again, working mounds of big toes, inner heels, outer foot. That's going to tone the ankles, the knee joints, the sacrum, all the way up to your top of your head. Raise just a tiny bit more, tiny bit more, tiny bit more, tiny bit more. Rolling onto your top shoulders, rolling onto your top shoulders, rolling onto your top shoulders. And you can keep lifting that pelvis. But the higher the pelvis lifts, the more you press into your feet, the more that your heart opens. Chin comes to your chest. Center line, mounds, big toes pressing, inner heel, tailbone extending toward your knees. Center belly button, center heart, center chin, all aligned. Equal pressure on the right shoulder, the left shoulder, and yes, you're reaching through your pinky fingers. And then sloth motion, reach the glutes towards the knees. Yes, there's burning. Reach the glutes towards the knees, reach the tailbone towards the knees. You're slowly descending. But again, try and make it so slow that you can't even tell you're moving. Knees coming towards each other, pause. Scooping the glutes away from the head towards the heels. Pause where it's hard. That's the actual indicator. Pause where it's hard. Don't speed past where it's hard. Pause where it's hard. Glutes towards the heels, glutes towards the heels, glutes towards the heels. Still moving, sloth speed, knees coming towards each other. You're going to get a whole new opening behind the heart, behind the spine. Again, even as the sacrum lands on the floor and rests, pause. Have it a millimeter off the ground. Again, equal pressure in the feet. That's what's going to tone the knees and the glutes. And again, that's what's going to hold that sacrum in place. Navel towards the spine. Knees come together. Inhale. Engage the rib cage wide. Lift your sternum towards your chin. And there will be a natural cavern that starts to take place in your belly. A natural indentation. And that will happen whenever it happens. But that's going to allow the spine to be strong, that inner core to engage. It's going to allow the organs to move into place where they're supported. Okay, softening, 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 relaxing. This one shifts the inner terrain so much, the brain so much. Okay, we're going to do another round because with each round we go deeper. Each round it brings you to a deeper state. So palms spreading wide, fingertips spreading wide. Through those couple rounds that we did, hopefully that inner shoulder is rolling down the back body at this point. If not, just walk that inner shoulder down the back body. Okay, knees together, feet hips width apart. Just start with the pressure in your feet. You're not even lifting off the ground yet. Pressure in your inner feet. Mounds, big toes pressing, inner heels pressing, outside edges of your feet pressing. You could work all day just here. All practice just here. Okay, sloth motion, millimeter off the ground. Scooping your glutes towards your heels. Alligator tail lengthening, extending. Millimeter by millimeter. You're lifting that sacrum off the ground, but it's coming from the pressure of your feet. Chin aligned with your sternum. No turning the neck. Equal pressure in the feet, equal pressure in the shoulders. Walk, walk, walk onto your top shoulders. Walk, walk, walk onto your top shoulders. Palms are wide, facing the ceiling. Reach to the pinky fingers. Try and get all of your nails, the tips of your fingers, all on the floor. And now again, equal pressure into your feet to raise your pelvis higher. Imagining that you have that alligator tail that's being pulled, reaching your tailbone towards your knees, reaching, 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 reaching. Soft forehead, soft jaw, soft throat. The strength and the foundation is coming from your feet, the pressure of your feet, from your shoulders, the pressure in your shoulders. And then we're going to start coming down, but this is where the slow, meticulous work happens. Again, the slower you move, the more you'll get out of it. Sacrum towards tailbone towards the knees, glutes towards the knees. Scooping, scooping, scooping. Sloth motion. I don't even want to be able to tell that you're moving, right? Equal pressure of the feet. Keep scooping. The tail, the alligator tail is being pulled. Sloth motion, pause. Anywhere it gets hard, pause. Soften the jaw. Center chin aligned with center chest, aligned with center forehead. Pause. Scoop that alligator tail. And then as you're just hovering above the ground, pause. And I mean hovering. And does that right sacrum and that left sacrum both touch at the same time? Pause. Keep scooping the glutes towards the heels, that alligator tail, that tailbone towards the toes. Pause. just a millimeter, like your sacrum's touching, but you're just hovering the floor, pausing there. Knees come together, moving slowly, slowly. As you continue to reach that alligator tail towards your toes and allow the sacrum to touch towards the floor. Equal pressure in the feet, equal pressure in the feet, equal pressure in the feet. Even if you can't come off the floor in this pose, if you just work the equal pressure in the feet, you're going to start to get that changing of the structure, changing of the sacrum, the pelvis, the heart opening. So literally, if you cannot come off the ground in this pose and you're just hovering a millimeter off the ground, working those points. Tailbone reaching towards your toe tips. Inner shoulder rolling down the back. You can be on the ground and still work it. So now we're hopefully getting way more opening in that lower back rib cage, way more opening in that center heart, that thoracic spine. Okay, coming back to where we started, knees together. Equal pressure in your feet are still hips width apart. Chin aligned with your center sternum. Equal pressure in your feet, equal pressure in your sacrum. Reaching that lower rib cage to the floor, gluing it to the floor. Again, you might have one side that is grounded, one side that doesn't make contact. Lift the side that's grounded to glue the side that's lifted to the floor. Heart is broadening wide. Inner shoulder is rolling down the back. Wrists are glued to the floor. Palms are facing up. Fingernails are touching the floor. Again, equal pressure, the feet reaching out the center top of the head. So we're flat on the ground now, but we're doing just as much work. Jaw relaxed, jaw released. Fingertips extending. Good. Now soften completely. Knees together. Relax, release, let go. Okay, roll gently onto the right side. Gently onto the right side. Goodness, that's some work, isn't it? So we didn't even end up using the block, but I'll just demonstrate how you can use it. So we were holding, but if you need, you can reset the sacrum by using the block. And this way, long, thin waves underneath the pelvis, underneath the sacrum, resets that tailbone. Thick way resets that sacrum. So you work on both. And this is, again, the knees never come wide. The heels are kicked out. The knees are towards each other. The palms are up. But this is a more restorative version of what we were just doing. And you can hold this for long timings. And Iyengar would call this pose specifically like the Prozac of poses, meaning it changes our mood, it supports our brain chemistry, it opens the heart. We worked on the thymus gland. You're actually getting circulation, blood flow, nourishment to that thymus gland, to your thyroid, your parathyroid. Then you have your other endocrine system up in your brain, your pineal gland, your pituitary gland. All that's getting circulation and nourishment, okay? So you can hold this one as long as you need. That's supported, that's unsupported. Both are important. And then again, just watching how slowly you move to come out. continuing that, pretending to have that alligator tail where you're reaching up.
Coach Rita, really quick, you said the thick part resets the sacrum and the other way resets what?
Yeah, so wide ways under the pelvis resets the sacrum, narrow resets the tailbone. And I'll show you. So we have sacrum, and then your tailbone's deeper. You can literally put the corner of a block right on the tailbone to reset it. It's phenomenal. Knees together, heels out. It's a phenomenal adjustment. And where again, try not to turn the head until you're up. Where are you going to get that adjustment, right? Okay, so for this next piece, if you have glasses, you can remove them. Hands on the ground, knees on the ground, stack your wrists under your shoulders, stack your knees under your hips, toes pointed away from your head. Again, remember it's the coming in and out of these poses where the work actually is. And there's just so much symmetry, so much beauty, so much precision, so much artistry. It's just art. It's not about perfection, it's art. But bringing those little subtle points of awareness, it's infinite. The pose is infinite. So we'd press through the mound of the big toe, right? This time I want you to press right in this palm, where the arch of your palm meets your big thumb. Press. Extend through the fingertips. External rotation of your arms, upper arms. External rotation of your upper arms. Eventually, the blood of the elbows, where they draw blood from that vein, eventually those are facing each other, even as the upper arm externally rotates. That'll come. Press through the mounds of the fingers. Exhale. Release your hips back. Look your head towards in between your two hands and upwards. And start with the knees bent, okay? So sit bones are reaching back behind you. Mounds of your thumbs and pointer finger are pressing. External rotation of those upper arms, and your head's looking up again to open the heart. You can stay here, right? Engaging the muscle to the bone. And then you can slowly start to straighten the legs. Finding again that cavern, that indentation in the belly. Again, it'll start to come naturally as that natural vacuum kicks in, as your organs go into place. Still looking up, looking up, looking up. Extend the fingers long, external rotation of the arms, looking up. You can always keep the knees bent, okay? Opening the heart, softening the belly. Now align your ears with your arms. Ears with your arms. Front of your thigh is reaching to the back of the thigh. Heels are descending towards the floor. It's okay if they don't touch the floor. Heels are descending towards the floor. And so you're reaching through your palms, pressing through your palms, and reaching through your feet at the same rate. And again, that natural indentation in the belly will happen. Navel to the spine, chin to your sternum, center heel aligned. Imagine that your two center heels are reaching to the floor, front of the knees reaching to the back of the knee, front of the thighs reaching to the back of the thigh. Ears aligned with your arms. Press the mound of your pointer finger into the floor and lengthen the neck long. Smooth breathing, smooth breathing, smooth breathing. External rotation of those arms. And then just integrate it. Equal pressure in the right hand, the left hand, the right foot, the left foot. Sacrum skin is reaching towards the back of the head. Lengthen the sideways long. Center shoulder aligns with center rib cage, aligns with center hips. Now find the center line of your pelvis. Navel to the spine, center chin to the center sternum, back of the neck long. Yes, it's gonna have that aching, grueling. Exhale. Shoulders over your wrists into a high plank. Smooth breathing. And again, you're reaching through the floor. It's as though you're pushing the floor away from you. Smooth breathing, smooth breathing. Try and stack the shoulders, the pelvis, the ankles. Move the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. Front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. Exhale, bend the knees, come down to supported low plank. Align your thumbs with your chest, with the nipples. Open the heart, open the heart. Scoop your glutes towards your heels. You're looking upwards. Again, rolling the top shoulder down the back, chasing towards the elbows, elbows chasing towards the toes. Lift the heart, lift the sternum. Lift the heart, lift the sternum. Engage the legs. And again, chase your tailbone towards your heels. Lift the sternum. Now we're setting that pubic bone right at the front of the pelvis. Inner shoulders reaching down the back. Smooth breathing. Smooth breathing. Charge strength through the legs. Exhale, come down. Rest. Palms facing up. Head to either side. We're going to do that one more time. Align your thumbs underneath your chest, right directly under the nipple line. Fingers are spread wide. Align your two big toes touching. And try and imagine that center line with your two big toes, center pelvis, center tailbone, center belly button, center chest. And now roll your top shoulders down your back, chasing towards your elbows, elbows chasing towards your toes, toes this time extending straight out. Tailbone chasing towards your toes, tailbone chasing towards your toes. This one is the crocodile pose, or the beginning of. Look up towards the ceiling. Look up towards the ceiling. Again, you're going to feel that toning in your lower rib cage. Chase that tailbone towards your toe tips. Toe tips extending away from your head. Exhale, soften, relax down. Good work. So front body, back body, we got to work both, right? And then knees spread wide, coming into that child's pose where you're releasing the forehead, center forehead to the floor. This is that quieting pose. It quiets the body, it quiets the mind. Rest here, release here. Is this child's pose where you're just supported like a little child, a little baby. Allowing that pressure in your center forehead. Inhale deeply through your whole body. Exhale through your nose. Slowly walk your hands up to a gentle seated position. Coming to a comfortable seat. And still keeping that awareness. Go ahead and bring the palms together. Allow the chin to release towards the heart, the forehead to release towards the heart. Bowing the intellect, the ego to the heart. Chin to the heart, heart to the chin. Thank you for your practice today. Love you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. So good to see you. Thanks for
Oh, it's wonderful. Thank you.
Yay.
Wow.
Thank you, Coach Rita.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. That was difficult. Whew. I don't know why it was so difficult,
It was
but
hard.
it was, I don't know. It seems like practice is getting harder and harder. And I know there's no failure in Iyengar alignment yoga. I know there's no failure.
Correct. Correct. It's humbling. Humble pie, my mama used to say. Humble pie.
Okay. I don't feel so bad then. Humble pie.
Humble
Humble
pie.
pie. Does your mom still feel that way? I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
has she
Oh
done
yeah. It
it for
never ends. Never ends.
really?
Humble pie. Humble pie. Humble pie. And you work, let me see. You work Melody, she said, thank you. I have really needed those poses, even though I hate them. Exactly.
Say that. Yes, that part. That part. Oh,
And it's the ones that are hard for us, which are the ones that we don't want to do, which are the ones that we need, which are the ones that are the medicine.
right. Absolutely.
Coach Rita, I think when I first started, I thought that it would get easier over time too, but I know now that it's an infinite process and you really can't,
Yeah,
it's no ceiling. But I think I thought in the beginning, I was like, oh gosh, how am I gonna get through it? But now I'm seeing it's just a practice that you can really never conquer. It's amazing how you like find different parts of our body to like, open up and release energy and things like that. So I greatly appreciate what you do. So thank you again.
so thank
Oh,
you.
me too.
I think
It's priceless. It's absolutely
Mhm.
priceless.
it's such
Everyone, I feel everyone should do this. I mean, it's just, wow. It just gets so in tune with parts of your body that you didn't even know you had.
yeah, it's like it's such a beautiful subject of humanity, of being human.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
of,
That's it.
coming back to ourselves, our true selves. And, you know, there's the beginner points in foundation, and those will always be hard.
Mhm.
And then you have the intermediate points in foundation, and then you have the advanced. It truly is an infinite subject. There's no end. Um, yeah, you'll never conquer it, as you said, TC. It's just a continuous exploration. One of Iyengar's quotes was, you know, the body is something along the lines of the body is our laboratory, our human laboratory, and it's an infinite subject.
The body is our human laboratory. Is that what you said?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Ah, Iyengar said that. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it truly is. Truly is. Oh God. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Love you all. Appreciate you all so much. Thanks for
Love
the
you too.
space.
Love you guys
You all
too.
have a
Y'all
great
have a
weekend.
You too.
I'll
You
do the same. Mwah.
Yes,
Love to Layla and the rest of the family.
yes, yes.
too.
It's something different.
Bye.
What's that?